What is up, guys? You're with the gamers of the roundtable. It is me, Nesquick, and the White Boy. This is our first ever podcast. So, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Good, good.
That's
Finally,
awesome.
it's fucking years in the making. I know we've been friends on Facebook for a while. I don't think we've ever really actually, talked like this before, but
No,
it's
dude.
fucking good. It feels good.
Yeah, it does. It's been a while. I think the first meeting that we had was probably those old FYE cons that we had back in our local mall and whatnot.
Yeah, dude. Wow. FICON. Wow. That
Yeah,
is a
dude.
fucking throwback, dude.
Yeah, no, I remember that fucking that Nick kid, and I actually went. One of the founders, Alex, if you remember him. I went to college with that guy too.
Really.
Yeah, no, we went to Naugatuck Valley Community College together. He was a cool. He was big back then too. I mean, I haven't heard from him in ages. Hope he's doing well and whatnot.
I go to ConnectiCon every year, but it's been
Lucky.
going. So I love to cosplay, but it's been going downhill a
Yeah,
lot.
no, I've been
But yeah,
seeing your cosplays here and there on Facebook on my newsfeed, so I'm pretty bitching shit.
yeah, I know. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
No, no
But
problem, no problem.
we're just winging it tonight. 'Cause this is the first podcast. But we do got a couple things we did want to discuss. I know we talked about Nintendo's 35th anniversary. Nintendo is
Oh,
making moves, my man. I will say they're all star with the 64, I believe.
oh yeah, yeah,
They have
fucking
64.
64
They have
Sunshine Galaxy.
yes.
Dude,
I
when I
would I will
saw
say
that, I literally creamed my fucking pants.
I will say though they need to give Super Mario RPG some more love. I'm big into the JRPG scene. I'm big into the RPGs, but Super Mario RPG needs more love. I know it's a problem only because Square Enix or SquareSoft back then are the ones who did it. Even though it is Nintendo's rights with Mario, I know that'll probably be a big problem. But come on, it would make big bucks. They got to settle it somehow.
Yeah, I honestly think that with the Super Mario 3D All Stars is probably going to make the most money because there are people still today who play Mario 64, especially the speed running community, and people find all these crazy glitches. I'm not sure if this game will patch up those glitches to make these speed runs possible, but just that pure nostalgic move is just, it's huge, dude. It's huge.
Oh, yeah, because I know there's a problem with the DS Super Mario 64. People didn't like it. I'm not sure what they didn't like about it. I don't know if it was because of the way the you don't have the actual N64 controller, because uh, you can't redo that on the DS because that controller is just so one of a kind, and that's probably what people didn't like about it because it felt so weird trying to control Mario without that third little stick in the middle. It's
Yeah.
just even with the Zelda Ocarina of Time, it just didn't feel right without the N64 controller. I mean, I enjoyed the 3DS remake, but
Yeah.
it didn't feel the same to me. It just didn't feel the same.
Just this is probably just me, and I'm very, very jaded, and about this. The reason why I didn't like the DS version of the remake of Mario 64 was it was just like it looked like Mario 64, but it didn't feel like it because you had all this added shit into it. You got like Wario, Waluigi, and Yoshi as playable characters. When back in the
Yeah.
day, it was just Mario, and you have all these added stars. It's like this is a Nintendo 64. Like wow, Super Mario 64, excuse me. But they
Yeah,
got
I
it
know.
they
I
got it
know.
right with Star Fox 3D, the Star Fox 64 remake. That was a good one.
I don't. I didn't play Star Fox. I played the original Star Fox when it did come out because the Rumble Pack was so big back then. Because
Oh,
that was the
that
first of its kind.
Rumble
That was the first
Pack.
time a Rumble. That was the first time a Rumble, I believe, was in a controller. I
Yeah.
believe, and then I think Sony came out with it for their controllers. But yeah, I mean, I didn't play the 3D version of Star Fox, but Star Fox is such a great game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think after Star Fox 64. I believe the one after that for GameCube. It's been everybody said it's been downhill after that. To be honest, I guess
Yeah, I mean,
they
I
were
think
making like this dinosaur game.
yeah, it was supposed to be an original standoff game by Rare, and then somehow got like mixed in with Star Fox because the main character Crystal was an anthropomorphic fox, and I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to capitalize on the Legend of Zelda formula because you had the Wind Waker that came out and the Ocarina of Time remake during that time, and Wind Waker was making big bucks.
I need to play. I still haven't played Wind Waker. I need to play it.
I still need to beat
I'm
it.
so backed up on my catalog. I'm so backed up on my catalog.
Yeah,
I will
no,
say
but
this.
I know
I will
that
get a lot
feeling.
of
I
hate
have
for
a
this.
huge game backlog too that I need to take care of.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this,
What?
but Breath of the Wild I did not like.
Really? I mean, I really
Didn't like
can't.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I really can't speak on it because I haven't played it yet. But
I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I couldn't get into it. I got to the first town and I brought it. I traded it in.
oh wow,
I don't know why. I love Zelda. I love The Legend of Zelda. That's the first Zelda game I could not ever get into
that's
that
interesting.
I've played.
The biggest Zelda game that I got into was The Legend of the Wind Waker. I still need to beat it. It's the fact that it's been like 10 plus years that I have yet to beat it, and I've come close several times. It's just that I have to remember where everything is. I have it on. I know I'm gonna get hate for this too, but I have a Wii U, and I actually kind of liked the Wii U, believe it or not, even though it's one of its weaker
Uh,
consoles.
to be honest with you, the Switch is probably one of my favorite consoles ever. That's the first Nintendo console I've bought since the Wii. So I haven't tried the Wii U. Um, I've never really seen a problem with the Wii U, except maybe and this is I never really actually heard it. But what my mind I was thinking that was there a problem with the battery at all with the controller? Was it? I figured there might have been a problem with the controller battery. I don't know if there was or not, but just in my mind, I
Um,
figured there would be because it's so big and you got the screen for the controller. That like how much light the controller actually have.
yeah, the you can literally play without the TV, which makes it pretty damn cool. And you don't have to connect it at all. Like I think it was Nintendo trying to attempt like its first attempt at a home console that could also be portable as well, but the thing is so damn big and so damn bulky that they finally took the problems of the Wii U and fixed it with the Switch. And this is the reason why the Switch
Oh,
is so damn successful because it's not just a home console, but it's also portable as well. So like to me, I think right now Nintendo is blowing the competition out of the fucking water when it comes to this console war right now.
oh, I'm a diehard PlayStation guy and Nintendo guy. Not I will tell you right now, I'm not big in really in the Xbox.
Yeah, no, neither
I
am
will
I.
say the only reason I might get an Xbox next gen is because of uh, what is their name? They just bought they just made the Outer Worlds.
Oh, like
Oh,
I think I know what I've heard of it, but I can't quite put my finger on it either. It's like stumping me
made the
so
Outer
fucking
Worlds.
hard.
Obsidian. Xbox just bought Obsidian.
See, I'm not familiar with that.
They made New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas.
The Fallout series. You know what?
Yeah,
I never got into it, but I know that they've been like going downhill because of Vegas 76 and all the problems that happened with that. What was the studio that fucking Bethesda, I believe?
Bethesda. Bethesda.
Yeah, dude, Bethesda's been fucking up, and I remember watching their what was it called? That
Yeah.
E3 2019 or 18. Yeah, I think it was 18 or 19, and I was watching it on Metacast for those who are familiar with Mr. Metaker, and holy shit, he fucking tore Bethesda a new one. Like he was like pissed. He's like, there was no games. It was just bullshit.
I'm huge in the Fallout, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Silent Hill.
Dragon Quest,
they're my
holy
main
shit.
squeezes. Love Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 11 is fantastic. Dragon Quest 8 is fantastic. So I suppose I actually heard a rumor, not to skip the all fall talk, but Dragon Quest 10 supposedly it's coming to the West.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I know it's. I think it came out 2012 in Japan, I believe.
Wow.
Let me double check that. Dragon Quest 10.
Yeah, no, like the Japanese are starting to release a lot of games that have
2012.
never come here to the West. Like now, they're seeing that there's an actual market for it.
Yeah, 2012, I guess. But finally, I guess there's a way to, if you look on Google, there's a way to actually play. It's MMO, and there's a way to actually play it now in the West. I'm not sure if it's English subtitled yet or not. If there's a fan translation or not yet, but
Dude, that'll be busy.
I guess you can play it. I mean, you can play it, so it's good. I actually just picked up. We'll get back to Fallout after, but I just picked up Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
And Dragon Quest Heroes too.
Nice.
I'm in love with it right now. I'm in love with it. I don't even want to get on topic.
To get on Dragon Quest, I remember when I was like a wee little kid playing on the Game Boy Color. They had the remakes, and it was like a 2-in-1 game. Dragon Quest 1 and 2, both amazing games.
Dragon. I played a little bit of Dragon Quest 1. I believe that's the one where you only have one knight in the party, right? You only have one party member.
It's just like a one-on-one fight, and you're trying to you have to rescue. Like the first part of the quest is you have to rescue the princess from the dragon, and then once you defeat the dragon and bring her back to the castle, then you have to face the final boss. It's like just south of the castle, but you have to sail to it. And it was the final boss is Draco Lord. And like once you kill him, and he finally reveals his true self. It's like this winged fire-breathing dragon. It was pretty crazy.
I have to ask you something on air.
Yo,
where have you been all my life, bro? We're like fucking peanut butter and jelly.
I don't know.
We're like fucking peanut butter and jelly, kid.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy.
But yeah, I gotta get myself a 3D.
Here's another thing too, because if you remember, also back in the day, before the whole Game Boy Advance came out, Dragon Quest also tried to capitalize on Pokemon's popularity by
Joker.
What?
Dragon Quest Joker, right?
No, Dragon Quest Warrior. Yeah, so that's like when like you could have like 3 monsters like in your party to fight other monsters. So you use like things like beef jerky, sirloin to convince monsters to join your side after you defeat them. So like if you feed them meat, they would get up and they would look at you as like, oh, they wanted to join you because you fed them after you beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, there was also one that came out for DS called Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2. It was like Pokemon.
Yeah, I thought they stopped that a while ago because last time I checked, they only made 2 games.
Yeah, there's one that came out in 2006, and then there's a second one. There was a third one, I believe, actually only came out in Japan too. Actually, that I'm just looking this up real quick. Yeah, there was a third one. I believe it only came out in Japan.
Yeah, no, because I remember my sister and I played it and Pokemon back in the day, like the old school Red and Gold. My personal 2 favorite Pokemon games of all time is Red and Gold. You can't convince me otherwise.
I was Blue and Gold.
Blue and Gold? Yeah, no, I never got Blue as a kid. I got the red version, and my sister, she like much later on, she got the yellow version that followed the anime.
Yeah, when you have Pikachu following you.
Yeah, and you actually had, Jesse and James.
The actual Team Rocket, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like the Pokemon Adventures manga version where Team Rocket was like to like serious business. They actually would go out and kill Pokemon. Like that was nuts.
That's
Like
kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. The Yu-Gi-Oh manga was actually very like violent, dude. Very violent.
oh yeah, when
Like
Yami Yugi came out, he was like extremely violent. Like he freaking
yeah, dude. He was like the games he was playing. Like he was like people were like I don't know. I read the first one, but the way I understand it, it was like they were playing for their lives or something. I know it was more
you
violent
got
than.
4 kids back in the day fucking ruining that shit. to bring up
I
that
know.
horrible memory again.
And then 4 kids gets it and makes it into a kid show.
Yeah, no, it was
That's
a
like
lot more mature.
that's like the episode of Pokemon when the guy has the gun.
Oh
And they had
yeah. Or
there's a
when
bunch of
they
episodes.
oh, you remember those 2 agents that busted into Kaiba's room? Like they were pointing a finger at him, but they in the Japanese version they had
He said the
guns.
guns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Toby Keith or whatever his name is, the fucking
Bandit
Bandit
Keith.
Keith. Yeah, Bandit Keith. Like I thought of the country singer. But Bandit Keith, like he points at Pegasus, but he's actually pointing a revolver at his head. I was like, this
Oh
motherfucker ain't
my
fucking
god.
around over a card game. Holy shit.
Over a card game, he's ready to blow your brains out.
You want to see how I paint a canvas?
Fuck your blue eyes. I got bullets.
I mean, hell.
I got the hollow tip white dragon.
Oh, jeez,
Man.
dude. Like, one of the most ridiculous edits that 4chan... You remember Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, right?
I never got into Yu-Gi-Oh after Kaiba, Yugi, Joey, and
the first season?
Taya. Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's a game I play on the phone where I checked out a couple of the later Yu-Gi-Ohs. I play the duelist thing. There's a phone game I play.
It's like Fate of the Duelist or something like that.
I forget. It's on my phone. What's it called? Yu-Gi-Oh. 1 second, I'll pull it up real quick. Yu-Gi-Oh. Duel Links.
Oh yeah, Duel Links. Shit. Yeah,
It's basically Yu-Gi-Oh, but like you only use 3 cards. It's like basically Yu-Gi-Oh, but cut in half. You get half the life points and stuff. It's quicker. It's pretty quicker, basically.
Yeah, no, the card game itself, like what's going on with it now, has died. But as I was saying, like,
oh yeah,
like
I suck at it.
Yeah, one of the shows called 5Ds, which was like one of the later on episodes.
Is that one on the bikes?
Yeah, the bikes one. Yeah, that one. One of the characters, her name is Akiza, I believe, and she was like just before she was about to do like the high speed motorcycle card game duel, she was like chilling in a bathtub, and for some reason 4Kids edited the water where you couldn't see through the water. But in the Japanese version, you could see through the water, but she's wearing a one-piece swimsuit, which is like, really? All that work just to cover her swimsuit?
Wow.
It's like one of the most dumbest things ever. I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right.
That's like when I was a kid. I played Duke Nukem because I knew you could pay the strippers to show you their tits. I finally got to the stripper, right?
Yeah.
I had like no life left. I turn around and I get blasted by I pay the stripper. I turn around to kill the pig cop. It fucking shoots me. And after I paid the stripper, and I didn't get to see no titties.
Oh.
I was so mad.
Oh.
So just imagine, as a 7-year-old me, I finally got to the stripper to pay her. I turn around and get blasted.
No, that's like
I was so
heartbreak.
Oh, these new consoles. What's going on with them? Yeah, you can't even pre-order them yet.
Yeah, for me, I'm personally not gonna. I'm gonna skip on those because, like, I'm gonna start doing like more retro gaming stuff. Now,
I'm actually looking at them.
Yeah, for me, it's gonna be more retro game. I mean, these consoles, like, their designs looks like it looks weird. Like the PS5 looks like a really fancy internet modem, and the Xbox Series
yes.
X looks like a goddamn desktop tower.
I just want it in case, because Final Fantasy VII is my main squeeze. In case they don't make it for PS4, the second part of Final Fantasy VII, I just want the PS5, just in case.
Yeah,
But
because
they
I heard that
need
the first remake is just like one part of it, and then they're gonna make another part to it.
Yeah, they came off the first one already, which is fantastic. I thought it was great.
Yeah,
but
I heard a lot of mixed things about it. I mean, even though
I loved it.
you know how biased I am towards Final Fantasy VII, but playing the middle ground here, I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about it.
I love it. I love Final Fantasy. I mean, I hate Final Fantasy X too. I don't know if you know my feelings on Final Fantasy 13, but
No.
I hate Final Fantasy 13 with a fucking passion.
There are certain things that I like about 13 and hate, mostly hate though. It's too linear. Way too fucking linear.
Oh, it's like a hallway simulator.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Lightning is the only good thing that came out of that. There's something about her that makes her like the only interesting character, and then all else be damned. But like you said, it's hallway simulator for the longest time, and then when you're halfway through the game, then it becomes open world. It's just like,
Yeah, you get the pulse.
it's like, what the fuck? And
I
then it
actually
becomes
have in
hallway
front of me
simulator again.
I actually have in front of me my Final Fantasy books. I actually forgot I have the Ultimatum Archives with all the artwork from 1 through 6, and I have the second book with 7 through 9 with all the artwork by Nobu, not Nobuyo, because he doesn't. Who is it? Wow, I don't know how I forgot his name. Not Yoshihana.
Yeah, no, I mean, another thing about Final Fantasy 13, it felt like it held the player's hand way too much. Like, because there's so many fucking people out there that bitch about how games are too hard, and it's just like, especially with modern day games, I feel like they just make it too easy for the player sometimes.
I don't know. Did you like 15? How did you feel about 15?
I've not played 15 yet. I mean,
It was alright.
like I said, my personal favorite Final Fantasy, like my go-to, will be 4. Will be forever 4. That's what got me into Final Fantasy.
My first one I ever played was actually the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest for Super Nintendo.
Oh, that's the turn-based RPG game, right?
They're all turn-based, except for after. It was kind of like Dragon Quest, where you see head-on instead of sideways.
Okay. I'm thinking about Tactics. That's what I'm thinking about.
I love Tactics.
Yeah, no,
Tactics
that's
on
a good
PSP
game.
was great.
Yes, I remember playing that for the PlayStation Portable. It's been so long. PlayStation Portable was a great handheld system, and then Sony fucked it up with the Vita. But with the Vita,
I love the Vita, dude. They
like the
fucked
Vita,
up bad with the Vita. They could have made the Vita great.
the only problem with the Vita is that it didn't sell well in the West. It was amazing in Japan.
Not at all. And my buddy who works for GameStop, I was talking to, he went to Japan. He's like, in 2016, when the West was getting rid of the fucking the Vita, it was selling like hotcakes. He had tons of new games coming out for it in Japan.
Yeah, no, like I said, it sold well in Japan, but for some reason it didn't do too well here in the West. Because I lived in Okinawa for 2 years. Like every time I went to a store that sold games, there was like this huge selection of PlayStation Vita games, and the PlayStation Vita was still selling well during that time when I was living in Okinawa.
I actually I have a Vita. I actually have all my Final Fantasies on the Vita. I actually have 1 through 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 for the Vita.
I have the Vita 2. I have I forget what I know I have
And
Arcana Heart.
Suikoden.
I have Arcana Heart 3 Love Max, which was like the expansion for Arcana Heart 3. Good
I
game,
don't
by the
think I ever
way.
played that.
Arcana Heart 3 is a fighting game. It's a 2D scrolling fighting game like Street Fighter, but the entire roster is
Yeah,
female.
gotta check it out.
Yeah, no, it's not a bad game. And I also the only game I remember having is Killzone Mercenaries, which was probably the last good Killzone game.
The last Killzone I played was probably Killzone 2.
Killzone 2 is
Killzone 2
probably
came
the
out for
best.
Killzone 2 came out for PS3, right?
Yes.
Or
And
that
the
Killzone
first
3? Yeah,
Killzone game
Killzone.
was
I
for the
had Killzone
PlayStation
2.
2.
What was I gonna say? Fucking Vita. Oh, Suikoden. Have you ever played Suikoden?
No, I never heard of that.
It's a hell of an RPG. You get like 120 people you can get in your party. Like
No
120
kidding.
different people for. Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
And I thought Fire
Suikoden
Emblem
2 is
had
supposed
a
to be
huge roster with every game it comes out with.
Fire Emblem.
Yes.
I couldn't get into the new Fire Emblem on Switch.
Oh, the Three Houses?
Yeah. The
Oh,
sucker, I will tell you, for Stardew Valley and Harvest Moon, though.
Harvest Moon?
I love Harvest Moon.
I never got into it. But
I just like the whole.
I have played Three Houses, and I will say I wish I got into it sooner because it followed some of the old formula and traditions of Fire Emblem, but like it experimented with other things too. But the story aspect behind it is great. It had good gameplay, brought in new mechanics, and to me the story was great. And you had like certain choices you make if you meet the certain conditions also made it just this unique experience for a diehard Fire Emblem fan such as myself.
I just wish I was able to get. I love Fire Emblem. I love how it is. I just wish I was able to get into the new one. I don't know what it was. When I got the Switch, I bought like 10 games, so I was switching between a bunch of different games. So that was probably why I really couldn't get into it. So I have to give it another shot.
Yeah.
Now honestly, I probably have to give Breath of the Wild another shot too. But Dragon Quest 11, and I bought Dragon Quest 3,
Yeah.
which I have to really start getting. But I just got the Star Ocean.
Yes,
Star
you're
Ocean.
out real quick. Say that again.
Star Ocean. Have you ever played Star Ocean?
Oh yes, I remember. I think I forget. I remember when stores used to have demos like back in the day. I don't know if they do anymore or not. I remember playing one of the older games like back in the early 2000s, and it was.
Must have been Till the End of Time.
I don't remember because I remember I played the demo once, and it was an interesting like RPG. You're running around, you're fucking shit up. I mean, I lost because I had no idea what I was doing, but I liked the game and I wanted to get it. And I wish I.
Yeah, I just started getting the Star Ocean.
Yeah,
but
no,
I picked
it
up
looks
3
pretty
of
awesome.
them. I picked up First Departure for the Switch, which is the first one remade, which was originally on the Super Nintendo, but they redid it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. I picked up the one for PS2, which everybody says is the best. It's called Till the End of Time, and I picked up the Last Hope, which was for PS3. Right now, I think the First Departure and the Last Hope are probably my favorite out of the 3.
Yeah, I'm
enjoying them.
I really can't say as of right now because, like I said, I've only played the demo and I have some interest, and I just never got a chance. So now I do because, like you said, the remake is for the Switch and whatnot, and I can hop onto that. I mean, again, like going back to what we said earlier, you and I have a huge backlog of games that we like desperately need to get into.
Oh, dude, it's insane. I have to so many games. I know everybody hates Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect, Andromeda.
Oh yeah. I heard so many people just completely shitting on that game.
Shit all over it. I like it. Honestly, dude, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I mean, I know
It's
that
it's
feeling
a
because
deep.
you remember when the first Destiny came out, and I gave it a try. And I was like, wow, this is a really good game because it wasn't so much the gameplay and the graphics; it's just like the open world, the RPG element, and the
What, Mass
lore.
Effect?
No, Destiny.
I wasn't too big into Destiny. A couple people I knew loved it, but I don't know.
I know
Just couldn't get into it.
bro. I told you, like, I'll tell you right now. I used to eat so much shit for actually liking Destiny. Like, so many people gave me shit for it, and then like
I
this was
won't
the
give you
first
shit
Destiny.
about it.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
mean, you
saying that people
like
in
what you like,
general
you know what
gave
I
me
mean?
shit
Unless
about it.
unless you like Final Fantasy 13, I won't give you shit.
but
But
yeah, but like I said, like because people keep telling me, "Oh, Destiny's a shitty game. Why don't you play Borderlands?" I'm like, I like Destiny. It's
I'm
not a
not big
bad
into
game,
Borderlands either. I
huh?
think Borderlands is highly overrated.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Borderlands either. I mean, I'm
I
not
think
gonna
it's
shit on it.
highly overrated.
Shit, like a lot of
And don't get
people,
me started on Rage.
a lot of people, a lot of people do hype it up. I was just like, I tried it. I was like, okay, not bad, but I'm not interested. They're like, what? How could you not like it? I was like, I don't care for it.
Anthem. People
Anthem?
said Anthem is fucking garbage. Yeah, Anthem. Have you played Anthem?
No, I don't. I have absolutely zero
Yeah,
interest in playing it.
that game. Yeah, same. That game was so hyped up, and people like give a week of content, and like after that, it's nothing. It's
Yeah.
kind of like what happened with what was that game in space where you explore? No
Oh,
Man's
No Man's
Sky was
Sky.
it?
Yeah.
Everybody fucking
What?
shit all over that game.
Oh, what a
That
fucking shit
that game
show.
came out. They promised you a house and they gave you a fucking bathroom filled with shit.
Oh, what a fucking shit show. I remember people were hyping that game up so fucking much. Like, oh man, it's gonna be such a great exploration game and all this other shit. And I'm like, all of a sudden, you're like, man, this game's fucking garbage.
Supposedly it's a lot better. Supposedly it's a lot better now. Supposedly they
It's
did
a
a bunch
little
of updates.
little
They
too
fixed it.
late.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that, guys. A
Yeah,
little
no,
too late.
sorry.
You put a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
That's
Good luck.
I mean that's what happened in Destiny. People were shitting all over it, and then like towards the end of the first Destiny's life game, like the first game, like towards the end of its, like I said, oh my god, I can't speak. I feel like Joe Biden in a normal conversation.
Won't start touching my shoulder or my hair.
Well, no, as I was saying, fucking Destiny, the first Destiny game, like towards the end of its lifespan, people were starting to play it. Like more and more people were
Yeah,
coming in.
they hated it. They hated it first because the overpriced deal. What was it? The Dark Below or something? It was $20, and it was basically fucking, as people were saying, overrated map pack or overhyped
Yeah,
map pack.
yeah, I remember that. I mean, I was in boot camp at the time when that DLC came out, so I was a little late to the party. And then when the for what was it called? The King came out. It's like, hey, here's this expansion for $20 that also includes the previous expansions. So people gave it a try, and they're like, holy shit, this game is good. And it introduced a
I
whole bunch of new players too.
I played it once in a while. I did actually. I won't lie. I did like the PvP PvP.
Oh, the
I just wish there
Crucible.
was more to it. Yeah, the Crucible. I love the Crucible
Yeah,
because
I like the
I was
Gambit mode in Destiny 2.
I was the tanky dude that would smash down and fucking destroy everybody in my vicinity.
Oh, freaking the Titan.
Titan, yeah.
Dude, I was the hunter. I was the hunter. I'm a fucking hunter. I just love the class. That's just me.
Yeah, I was yeah, so I can't lie. I did play more Destiny than
I
Now thinking back, I did play a lot more Destiny than I thought.
yeah,
I did
no, I
spend some
haven't been
time
able to
in
get
some more.
access to my PlayStation 4 since I moved. Um, I mean, I've traveled 2 times this year, despite the whole fucking crisis bullshit. I mean, it's for my
Oof.
job, and I'm not gonna say
Yeah, yeah.
publicly, and whoever knows me can figure that out. I've traveled like 2 fucking times, and as soon as you know certain things fall into place, I'll be able to get my shit back. But right now, I'm just living somewhere till I till something happens. We'll just leave it at that. I want to be a little secretive.
Well, I hope you get your stuff.
No, my stuff is fine. It's back in Connecticut, so
All good.
that's. I mean, as soon as I can fully move out and have the ability to do it, I'm gonna be taking my stuff. I'm gonna be renewing my PlayStation Plus subscription
Yes.
and all that stuff like that. Because right now, um, before I got this new job, I actually had to cancel my subscription because I had no money, and therefore I couldn't play Destiny anymore because I needed PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I thought Destiny was free right now. Isn't it free?
It's free, but it needs like
You
for
still need the
PlayStation, it needs PlayStation Plus.
Plus. Yeah. Speaking of PlayStation Plus, the free games we're getting this month are fucking garbage, man. What are we
That's
getting?
surprising.
PUBG and Street Fighter 5. Wow. Thank
Oh,
you, PlayStation.
what the fuck?
I have PlayStation Now. You get some good games for PlayStation Now, man. You get some good games on PlayStation Now.
Wait, is that like a new subscription thing that I'm unaware of?
Oh, you know, it's been out for a while. You get like 700 games and like you get games monthly for the year. It's like $40. You get like all a bunch of like PS4 games, PS3 games, some PS2 games.
Yeah, so like I said, my with my new job is kind of like living under a rock sometimes.
I'll keep you informed. Don't worry.
Yeah, so like when it comes to me, like I've been keeping, like I said, like earlier today, we were talking about, the 35th anniversary of Mario. Like I saw that trailer and what they had going on with the new Mr. Game and Watch thing, where you could play the original, Mario NES version, and then there's the two All Stars games that they're gonna play. And the funny thing is, and I so totally want to join in on this podcast shit posting, as you already know that I tend to be, is holy fucking shit, Nintendo's old games is gonna blow The Last of Us 2 out of the motherfucking water.
I'm not big in The Last of Us. I'm not a big fan of The Last of Us, the first or the second.
The first one was, if I were to describe The Last of Us, it was like an interactive movie, like an interactive apocalypse movie, like your atypical zombie apocalypse.
I mean, I can get down with that. I don't know. I just didn't get into it. But
I like the first one
speaking,
because it had a good story, and Joel was a good character to get to know, and you get to know this little bratty fucking kid named Ellie, and you kind of hate her at first, and then you start to warm up to her, and then the guy who I forget his fucking name's probably not worth remembering, just completely took that idea, shit all over it, and just put in a social/political narrative and said, "Here you go, The Last of Us 2. Now buy my game, or else you're a bigot." And
to get back with like,
no, and not only that, the funny thing too is Fall Guys is also blowing The Last of Us 2 out of the water, like a lot. And same thing with
that
Ghost of
game had me
Tsushima.
fucking snapping.
Dude, Fallout
That game
Guys,
had me snapping the other day.
what
That game makes me.
all
That game
Fallout
turns
Guys,
me into a maniac.
all Fall
Oh,
Guys.
yeah.
It looks funny as fuck, especially if you're
That
like
game.
getting drunk as shit. That's gonna be fun as hell.
Not even getting drunk. That game makes me fucking a maniac. I snap. You got people grabbing you, pulling you down so you lose. I'm fucking screaming like a maniac at 2 in the morning, snapping, dude. But to get but to get back on subscriptions, dude, the best subscription base you can get right now is fucking the Switch subscription. I think for $20 it is. For $20 for the year, you get regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo games that you can
Yes,
play.
yes, I saw that. Before I moved, I went to my friend's place, and she lives not too far from where I used to live. And she had a Switch, and she showed me about that, and she's like, "Hey, with this subscription, I got all these games." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she shows me all these classic NES and Super NES games. I like, no fucking
Oh, and they're
way.
and they're not even garbage games either. Like just games they throw up. They're actually classic good games. You
Like
got
the
the original
known
Zelda.
games,
You
the
got Zelda
household
2.
names.
Oh yeah, you got Zelda 1. You got Zelda 2. You got the regular Mario Brothers. You got Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. You've got the Link to the Past. You got Super Metroid. You got high
Yes.
quality titles on that subscription.
Yeah,
Worth
no, I
playing.
know, I saw it. Like the only game, because my friend, we were about to head out. I just played the original, the first Super Mario Bros. Game on her Switch because again we were going somewhere, so I just played that super quickly, and because I'm sorely out of practice with the game. I used to be good with the game, but again, I hardly play it because it's not as. I mean, I have a Switch, so I gotta buy it and start playing. But I was out of practice, so I fucking suck dick at it. Yeah, I
Uh,
just I just kept
I
dying.
do.
Like I would just sprint. I'll be like how like Mario, like you make Mario sprint in that game so fast that like you have a hard time tracking on what's going on, and you accidentally just like fucking run face first into a fucking Goomba, and you're just like, oh fuck.
And if you don't got a fucking mushroom, you're done for.
Yeah, no, that's happened to me so many times. Where I would just like accidentally face first run into a goddamn Goomba, and there's one son of a bitch that I hate in that Mario game is the fucking I believe it's called Lakitu. Fuck that guy.
Lakitu?
Yeah, he's the fucker that he flies above the screen, the cloud, and he throws those turtles with the spikes on their back.
Yeah.
That asshole.
With the fucking, he has those goggles on.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Seriously.
Yeah, he throws the fucking spike dudes at you. Fuck him.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Come down here and fight like a man, bitch.
Oh, when I finally if I didn't have the flower power up, and if I fucking stomped on that fucker's head, I would shit talk it so much. Yeah, bitch, what you gonna do now? Not so tough in this guy now, are you?
I do want to get some discussion in on some Ghost since it's the newest game
Oh,
that's
Ghost of
pretty good.
Tsushima, dude.
That and the
I've been
Avengers.
hyped for that game for like 2 fucking years now.
I was excited. Yeah, I actually got mixed up between that and Sekiro. I was
Yeah.
because I thought Sekiro was Ghost, but I didn't realize they were two separate games. And I was excited for Ghost, not Sekiro, and I got fucking confused. But I finally got it. Oh, dude, it's everything I dreamed it would be. It's such a beautiful open world. I will say that's the only game I've never fast traveled in because the world's so beautiful. And you just
Dude,
want
oh
to
my
look and
god.
take in everything.
Yes, no, that game has the other thing that just makes this game so much better is that all the controversy it had started with these fucking Twitter purins saying that
What happened? What?
so these Twitter fucking weirdos, or as the Japanese would call them, Western Twitter, because they have that sort of reputation, is that these dickheads were like, "Oh, this is cultural appropriation. The Japanese should only create a game set in Japan." And then the Japanese were like, "Shut the fuck up. This is a good game."
So an American can't show appreciation for another another race or another culture because
No,
they're not that
no,
culture?
no. That's the thing. So, like, with these fucking weirdos, if like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of deal. There's no
I
winning.
mean, I just see it as showing like respect and like to another one's culture. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand
Neither
some
do
people's point
I.
of views.
There's no thought put
It's like
into
everybody
this.
wants. It's like everybody has to have. Not that they have to have their voice heard, but they have to have a problem with something these days. Like everybody has to have a problem with something these days. Like that's the cool thing these days. Like if you have to have like an issue with something, or you have to hate something in order to like, I don't know.
It's to seem
I don't know.
virtuous. That's all it is. Like they want to start a movement because when they go to school and they read the history books and they see like all these civil rights movements in the 60s, you know, and they want to be a part of that. They want to be in the history
So
books. So it's more of an ego thing than anything else. They're not
so
they're
I
not
can't
they're disingenuous about it.
so I can't read the Art of War because I'm not either Chinese or Japanese.
Chinese, yeah. So yeah, that to them you shouldn't be able to like, because that would be cultural appropriation according to them. I say fuck them.
Well, I apologize that I have the Art of World War and I actually just began reading it.
I have it too, and I also have the Book of Five Rings, which was written by a samurai who has never lost a duel. His name was Miyamoto Musashi, and I don't care. They can they can suck my left nut and make the right one jealous.
I'm gonna actually look into that book. Thank you.
The Five Rings, Book of the Five Rings,
The Book of Five Rings.
by Miyamoto Musashi.
Actually, another thing I want to touch base on. I like to watch a lot of YouTube. I like to watch gaming YouTube. Like, I like to watch a lot of like all the games on one system that ever came out. Like, it's like a playlist of all the games,
As
like
long
on
as it's
Super
not
Nintendo
DSP.
or like what was it?
Was that?
Like all the games that will come out on like the regular Nintendo. I was watching the other night,
Yeah.
and the Japanese have a lot of fucking fantastic games that never came to the West.
Oh
Like
yeah, they kept most
some
of
of
that
them,
shit to themselves.
some of them are wacky as hell, dude. But they look like fantastic games. Like I would love to play. Like a lot of great role play JRPG games have never come here. Like Earthbound 3. I am dying to play Earthbound 3.
Oh yeah, Earthbound. Freaking. I mean, I will recognize Earthbound being a great game, but like this is like a little story time. I'll try to keep it short. But I remember when I was in middle school and high school, and for the I'm not gonna say his real name, but I'm gonna think of a name to protect his. We're going to call him James for the sake of keeping his identity a secret. So
Okay.
James, yeah, not like James Rolfe. His name is different, but we're using the name James to keep his identity a secret. This kid would be hyped on so many things, and he would like be all excited. He's like, oh, white boy, you gotta check out this game. It's so fucking good. Just like literally, like if this game was a person, he'd be riding its dick. That's how hype.
Ooh.
That's how hype he would. And he kind of ruined Earthbound for me because he hyped this shit up so fucking much. And it's not just with games; it's with movies either. Because he kind of ruined Nausicaa: The Valley of the Wind for me because he hyped it up so goddamn much. I
I've
was
never seen that.
It's not a bad film. But that movie could have been so much better for me if he didn't hype it up the way he did. Like, I can understand some hype, but if you overhype something, then you're going to ruin it.
Yeah, that's what happened with Nino Cooney for me.
Like, I hate that so much, and I kept telling him, it's like, hey, dude, you're overhyping this shit. Like, you need to stop. You need to chill. And, I mean, I know what he's doing now. Like, this dude who, like, holy fucking shit. Like, I, I thought his standards were low back then. He lowered them even further. and he's still just like a reactionary fuckhead. But that's the end of my story. But that's why certain things have been ruined for me, and people are like, oh, how can you say this? And like, oh, it's such a great game. It's like, yes, I get that, but the thing is, it has been ruined for me.
Yeah, it is a great game, but I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean, I would like to enjoy it, but for some reason, I can't find myself to enjoy it because in the back of my mind, this dickhead has ruined it for me.
When I was here, I'll share those stories too. Then, when I was a kid, my birthday's on Christmas, and when I was a kid, my movie was Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm into all the horror shit, and my birthday's on Christmas. Now you got all these kids these days in Hot Topic running around, Jack Skellington, Sally this, Sally that. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, trust me. It's still
so
popular amongst people our age, too.
Yeah, it's just you know where I'm going with this, so I don't even need to explain it anymore. But that's basically what happened with Nightmare Before Christmas for me.
Yeah, because people hyped it so much. And they still hype it up to this day. It's still a good movie, but it's just like...
Oh, it's a great movie.
It's become tacky because people just... It's hard to explain. It's just like, you see all this merchandise and everyone's just like, oh, I want a relationship like Jack and Sally. And if you're really fucked in the head, people say, oh, I want a relationship like Harley and Joker.
Like the Joker. Yeah, I want to be
why
beaten up and have whatever that disease is she has.
I don't know.
Whatever syndrome.
Stockholm.
Yeah, Stockholm syndrome.
But like everyone keeps saying, I want to be like Joker and Harley. It's like, hey, I'm a bit of an old school, but when it comes to me in the relationship, I want Gomez and Morticia Adams. And they're like, who's that? I was like, look it up, you uncultured fuck.
You swine.
Like, how can you not know who Gomez and Morticia Adams is? It's a household fucking name.
Oh man. People just I don't understand some people and the way they think.
Nah, bro, it's fucked.
I think that's basically it for what we had on the agenda tonight. Do you have anything else you want to?
I say they'll hopefully whoever views this will have a more coherent discussion and we'll try to stay on topic. But I think we just winged this out. Like, this is our first episode, our introductory, and I think our discussion.
I think it went good. I don't know. I don't know if you. I think it went good.
Yeah, no, I mean, shooting the shit for now. I mean, we'll have a more. I mean,
like I told everybody, it's the first episode. We're just gonna get our personalities out there, what we like. You know, we're just gonna have a little discussion. And next week we're gonna have a list of stuff we're gonna discuss. Probably the new James Bond movie that's coming out is gonna be one of the topics. The new Avengers game out. I want to. It's No Time to Die. I want to look into the new Adventures game. I got to check the new Avengers game out.
Oh yeah, Tony Hawk's. That's been getting a lot of hype.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 just got remade.
Oh no!
They're remastered.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So there are a couple topics on the agenda that I got for next week.
Yeah, no. I mean, like you said, you're a horror fan. And I'm kind of into horror too. Probably not as much as you. I don't know much about the old school like you do, but I know like some old school stuff.
Oh yeah, I love the old 1930s, 1920s shit. Even before that.
For me, it's like anywhere between
like that. The old shit.
It's like anywhere between like some of the 60s and 70s, but mostly 80s and 90s. For me.
80s and 90s was a good year. Great year, 80s and 90s, or mostly 80s. Yeah, 90s it kind of started dying down. A lot of 80s horror kind of got cheesy in the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, they're still good. Like you got like Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. First one was.
Oh, great. The new Nightmare actually. New Nightmare was fantastic when that came out.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't too bad, but I'm talking about like the old one that had where Johnny Depp was his first movie too, I believe.
Yeah, the first one, the first Nightmare on Elm Street was his first. Yeah, it was his first movie when he got pulled into the bed,
Yeah, and he got splattered
destroyed.
all over the fucking all over the fucking ceiling. That was crazy. But yeah, no, well, like that's some of the shit that I know when it comes to horror. I mean, I love horror, but I just haven't watched it all too often because the wife, she's not into horror. She scares way too easily.
That's how mine is. She gets really afraid easily. She doesn't
I mean,
like that horror
our
stuff.
next week topic, like if you want to talk about horror, I could talk about my experience of watching The Nun with my wife. That was funny as shit.
Mm, mine wouldn't even watch it.
That was a creepy movie. I'm not gonna lie.
The only movie I won't watch is probably Hellraiser.
Hellraiser? Oh,
Yeah.
that's that should have been like a one movie thing, and they made way too many sequels, and it got stupid.
You know, Pinhead was actually a female in the book, right?
No shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I never knew it was a book.
Yeah, Clive Barker wrote it. It's called what is it called? What the fuck is it? Come on, man. Of course I'm gonna have a fucking
Should we
brain
save
fart
this
on you.
topic for next week, dude?
Actually, yeah, we'll save this horror topic for next week.
All right.
Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the podcast, the first episode, basically. So we just wanted to get our little intros out there. We may have a couple more people joining us on the podcast, but right now we are the main squad. Myself, Void,
Yeah, you faded out a little bit, so you might want to say that again.
Nesquick, myself, Nesquick. Hope you enjoy it. Myself and White Void are the main people. We might have some more people joining us, but right now, as I said, we are the main cast, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's episode.
Adios.